kid, you know, to get to do movies like European Vacation with Chevy Chase when he was the man at the time. I mean, nobody was funnier, and it was just tough to get the scenes done because he was so funny. You know, I told a few people today, it's a pretty famous scene, the Big Ben Parliament, where we're going around in the traffic circle. And I didn't have to do anything but be asleep, you know, just lay there sleeping, and it was one
kind
of
like you guys while he's telling the story. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Louder voice.
That's all right. Speak loud for Steve. Anyway, the nutshell of it is that he was so hysterical that we kept laughing. He made us laugh. It was hard to get your scenes done because someone is that funny, and that was great, you know. So it was a really great experience. You're welcome. I summed it up.
That's it. That was great.
What? Anybody else?
It's a question for the whole cast. Did you have any idea how big of a cult film this would become when you were filming it, or had any idea, especially after it had the terrible box office returns, but it became, thanks to VHS, it became such a huge cult favorite?
I used that as a sign. I was like, whoa, with such a huge failure at the box office, there's nowhere else to go but up.
Hi, Jason?
Wait, I mean, I just also wanted to say, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't even realize it had such a huge cult following until today. Honestly, like, I don't know if you guys were as shocked as I was, but when we got to Austin, Texas to do this DVD release, the features and stuff like that, and I walked into that theater, I didn't know there was that many people who had seen the movie ever in total. And then it was like, they got it, and then it just, like, that was shocking. So it's been about 5 months that I even realized that it was, like, that it had that following at all. And now, to meet everybody, I'm in awe that people could find it, because how did you share it? It's the first time ever bootleggers actually helped the people who own the intellectual property make money. Right? You didn't rob anybody. Thank you, whoever stole it, ripped it.
I have not been as surprised or shocked. I thought we were making a really terrific film when we made it, and I was pretty stunned when it absolutely died and never played a week in LA and a week in New York, and I was shocked at that. And I think the guys who owned it, whoever the hell it was at the time, TriStar, I don't remember. They just didn't have a clue what the hell to do with it, or just, you know, let it go, put it out there, but they didn't. And I've been doing these shows for about 5 years now, these things, so for 4 years, everybody who came up to me, hardly anybody talked about The Fog or Halloween 3 or those. Everybody asked about Night of the Creeps. When is it going to come out on DVD? Well, I don't know. And Fred's trying to get it released on DVD, but he didn't have anything to do with it. And finally, Sony figured out that there were so many people wanting it that they could make a buck on it, and they finally did it. We had a wonderful time in Austin doing all the extras for it. That was a great treat.
And thank all you guys.
First time I got to see Steve and Jill in a long time, and I'd seen Yvando.
Tell him your pet name for Jason. Tell him your pet name for Jason. What the pet name you had for Jason?
Shit buckets.
Shitball. He calls him shitball.
It's because he's scared of me.
You don't want to know yours.
What else? Back here.
Hi, Jason. I'm doing this on a bet. Can you say oink oink, my good man?
Oink oink, my good man. And then for all you guys, Dad, I think he's gonna port her.
This is for Tom. What was it like working on My Bloody Valentine 3D?
I had a great time. My Bloody Valentine 3D, he asked, what was it like? I don't know if you guys can hear the questions. But it was great and fun. Patrick Lussier is an old fan, and he wanted me to be in the movie. He came to Pittsburgh to shoot the movie, and I live in that area, and he and I met over coffee downtown, and he said, I really love you to be in this movie. And you have one of the best deaths in the movie. But when I tell you how your death is, you may not want to do the movie. And he said, you know, there'd be a pickaxe up through the jaw and your whole lower face will go flying out over everybody's left shoulder, right shoulder. And I said, yeah, that sounds great, sure. We had a lot of fun shooting it, and it was easy doing the gimmick. It was fun. It was a good time. I'm going to do another one with him next month down in Shreveport. He's doing a film, not a horror movie. First one for him, I think, that isn't a horror movie, is Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage. I got a small part.
I saw Tom first time in about 6 months ago, in 20 years, and he said, oh, so what have you been doing lately? And he said, oh, I retired. And ever since we kind of kept up, and every time I talked to him, he said, hey, I'm working, I got to do this. I said, Tom, didn't you say you retired? You work constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I do. I'm lucky.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Woo! They act like I'm long-winded.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Tom, I know you're tired from answering that question.
Jill, shut up.
One for you. What's it like?
Tom.
What's it like having the most influential mustache of the 80s?
I'll tell you, I've always loved having a mustache because I was unfortunately born with an upper lip like Elmer Fudd. When I don't have a mustache, I think I look really goofy. So I always wore one, but I never thought it would get me Stacey Nelkin and Jamie Lee Curtis in bed within moments of meeting.
And what about in the films?
I mean, in the movies. Only in the movies.
Who else? Someone?
Mr. Atkins, while we're on the subject of movies that have massive cult followings, I'm wondering if you can give us your thoughts on working on Halloween 3.
What
Thoughts on Halloween 3? How is that? 3?
Oh, working on Halloween 3?
Write it down.
Well, I told a bunch of you that John Carpenter...
He said Halloween 3, Tom.